welcome to the Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here, you there? I do the show because you're in Tom's River. And I like to entertain you, maybe educate you a little bit, inform you. You got Thanksgiving coming. Hopefully you're all set. If you're not, don't wait. Yeah, you go to Tom's River, shop right on Fisher. A lot of empty shelves there. Same thing on 166. A lot of empty shelves. It's like we live in a third world country here. We had shortages. Ships tied up in off the coast of California. Not too bad here in Jersey. You know, the East Coast, from Florida up to Jersey, you know, there's not a bunch of ships sitting out there. That's a problem that's pretty much in California. Problem is, for those ships to make it around the East Coast, you got to, sail around the United States there. Anything coming from Asia, Japan, it's a lot easier to get to the West Coast than it is the East Coast. Get your cars ready. I was working on my Jeep, getting it ready for the winter. Get yours if you're not mechanically inclined. I'm only mechanically inclined to a degree because it's hard to work on these new cars. As it goes on, I don't think we'll ever be able to work on these new cars anymore. But whatever you can't do, bring over to CNC. Motorworks over on Clifton and Route 37. They worked on my Lincoln, did a very nice job. If your furnace is not serviced, go get that done because winter is knocking on our doors. Call whatever furnace company you want. We go Gold Medal. You remember this recent show, we had an issue with Gold Medal. They're coming in this week. We'll see how that goes. Actually, today I'm waiting for NJ Natural Gas to come in to service the heater in the studio here. We're going to talk about the shortage of banks. We're going to talk about the weed ban and a few other things in Tom's River. You watching the Tom's River Show? I'll be right back.
Introducing the all-new Ford Maverick. A truck for people who do stuff. And people who make stuff. People like Gabrielle Union.
I make this look good, don't I?
Who haul whatever they want to wherever they want. Like wood to build things made of wood with. And friends to get weird with. It's for long trips that the standard hybrid engine with a targeted EPA estimated city fuel economy rating of 40 miles per gallon helps with. That an 8-inch touchscreen connects with. And any trip that this interior makes more comfortable. But we'll let Gabrielle tell you all about it.
Or I could just tell them it's a Ford truck that starts at less than $20,000 MSRP.
Yep, that works too. The all-new Ford Maverick, built to defy expectations.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Welcome back. Pat O'Melia here, Tom's River Show. You there, Tom's River residents? Why I do this thing. Getting ready for the holidays. Right at Thanksgiving, Christmas. Got tickets for Ghostbusters Afterlife for next Tuesday, the 23rd. Little daddy-daughter. My oldest daughter has plans, so my youngest daughter. And you think I'm going to say 9 or 10? No. She's like 36. Yes, but I still enjoy hanging out with my kids. We got a weed ban. Looks like it's going to be permanent in Tom's River. And it looks like it will be. And how short-sighted this is. You know, I'm not sure what the mindset is of the present town council. You know, it's going to change after the first of the year. You got Roderick and you got Lamb going to be back. I think there's going to be a total of 3? Yeah, 3 new council people. 3 new ward council. And the ones coming in, Roderick is against the legalized weed in Tom's River. And the reasoning baffles me. Now, again, the homeland for Tom's River people is Jersey City. And it astonishes me how similar The issues facing Toms River are that face Jersey City. You know, really, if Mo Hill wants to be a successful mayor, whatever Steve Fulop does today, he should do the next day, tomorrow, and things will work out well for him there. It's amazing. It's a size difference is of course, but the issues seem to be so similar. Now, Jersey City, the homeland for Toms River people, doesn't take many degrees of separation to find Jersey City and Toms River residents. Jersey City is embracing the legalized marijuana. Originally, Mayor Fulop, very hesitant about that. For that matter, I remember him saying he didn't want to be the dealer for New York City. But the reality of legal marijuana in New Jersey is people are going to smoke it. A lot of people smoke marijuana. It's big money in marijuana. And it'll probably still be cheaper to buy it off your dealer because the tax structure is going to be humongous on legal pot, from the taxing from the wholesalers to the retailers to the growers. Yeah, there's a lot of tax money involved in this. Now, Jersey City, they're going to have cannabis lounges where you can go hang out and watch the Giant game, smoke a doobie. We're embracing that in Jersey City, as Toms River should, because there's money to be made from the sales, from the licensing to the cannabis lounges. There's money to be made. And whether you like it or not, you're going to deal with legal weed. Whether you're making money off it or not, it is going to be in Toms River. That's pretty much what probably brought Mayor Fulop over to the side of the legal weed, and let's see how we can make this work. How many licenses do we have to issue? How many cannabis lounges? How do we handle the sale of this? How do we break that up through all the wards of Jersey City, and 6 wards in Jersey City? There's the tax revenue from the legal weed in Jersey City is going to be split between the city itself, its municipal budget, and the school system. Now, I, on the other hand, throwing the money into the city municipal budget, and even worse, the school budget, is a black hole. Just gets sucked up, and you never really see what that money accomplished. It just gets sucked up. Gone. I would like to see it dedicated to something that we can see on paper. This is how it's helping. Or something I can reach out and touch, a building, a community center, a health center, whatever. Something we can actually see the money in play, not getting sucked into the budget. But what do I know? I'd like to see it reduce the expense on seniors. Can we build more senior housing with it? Seems like a good idea. We could maybe even go amazingly and do senior and affordable housing from the city. Can we use the money from legal weed to reduce the property tax burden on mom and pop homeowners and the young couples who are starting out? Or basically any property owner in Toms River or Jersey City. That's what I would like to see done with that money. Now, Mayor Fulop and the school board, and Mayor Fulop's trying to keep all the balls in the air, trying to satisfy everybody. And when you do that, you probably satisfy no one. Part of the money from the weed sales and the licensing and the cannabis lounges will go towards the municipal budget and the school budget. In other words, bye-bye money. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Toms River Show. I'll be right back. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
We're back. Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You there? What happened in Jersey City and what should happen in Tom's River is the realization is we're going to have to deal with whatever nuance comes from the legal weed, the same way we deal whatever nuance comes out from alcohol, whether it's from the liquor stores or the bars or the lounges or the restaurants, drinking under the Pulaski Skyway, and that was me in my youth. Whatever. You have to deal with the nuances from it. Hopefully not a lot, but you understand. And Jersey City realized, well, you're going to be allowed to smoke it in Jersey City, and people will be smoking it in Jersey City the same as they will be smoking it in Tom's River. But Tom's River, short-sighted, and blinders on, I guess, and they're not going to receive any money from it, where Jersey City is going to embrace it and grab all the money they can because they're not going to be able to stop people from buying legal weed. Even if Mayor Fulop didn't want to embrace it, Hoboken did. So Jersey City first, if I'm not buying it illegally from the dealer they've been dealing with or self-growing it, whatever, they just go to Hoboken and buy it. Go buy a dime bag and go back home to Jersey City and smoke it. Hang outside the restaurant and light up a joint. That's what Mayor Fulop says. Well, we're going to have to deal with the problem. The same thing Mo Hill and the council is going to have to consider. We're going to deal with it. People are going to smoke pot in Tom's River. That's a given. The thing is, you're not going to get any money, but you're going to have all the expense of the nuances. Because one of the things, I think Roderick said, well, it's not going to, not enough money will come in to justify the increase in public safety. Now, Dan Roderick, that is, you're still going to have the problem with public safety and that increase because you're going to deal with the nuances of the legal weed, but you're not having any money coming in to cover that. So you're going to reach into the pockets again of the people of Tom's River because short-sightedly you didn't embrace the legal weed money. And what's interesting is 64% of the residents of Tom's River voted in favor of the legal weed. So that should be a slam dunk. None of these guys won their elections by 64%, if I'm not mistaken, but 64% of the residents of Tom's River voted in favor of legal weed. Mo, you're not listening to the residents of Tom's River, the 64%? They might not listen to you in a couple of years when you want them to. And the BS reasoning, like I said, with the recreational weed, is the additional cost to public safety, according to Dan Roderick, who was just reelected. And I guarantee you he is fixated on taking on Mo for mayor of Tom's River in a couple of years. You're going to have those expenses anyway, so you may as well embrace the money. Because TR may not sell weed, but the residents of Tom's River will buy weed, like I said before. And in Jersey City, they would go to Hoboken. In Tom's River, I'm sure one of the neighboring communities are going to embrace it because of the money that's on the table. And if you can do something positive with that money, do it. Take it. There's a case where Tom's River is willing to leave money on the table. Now, I kind of understand Seaside Heights. Talk about nuance. During the tourism season here in Seaside Heights, where we have our studio, there is a lot of nuance. Do you want to add legal marijuana into the nuances? Probably what Mayor Boggs is looking at, even though people are smoking it in Seaside Heights. The township is going to deal with the effects of legal marijuana in Tom's River. Grab the money. Don't leave it on the table. it's truly short-sighted by your elected leaders not to embrace this and not to follow the will of the residents of Toms River. Like I said, 64% of you voted in favor of legal weed in the state of New Jersey, and also in the township of Toms River. Why, your elected leaders in the city council or town council doesn't understand, that the people want it is beyond me. Believe me, any one of them running for election, any one of them running for mayor, would love to have 64% of the Toms River people voting for them. Mo, Dan, if you're not listening to these people now, they're not going to listen to you in 2 years. Follow Jersey City's lead. Embrace it, because you're going to have to deal with it anyway. You may as well make money off it. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Toms River Show. I'll be right back.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panepintodevelopment.com. Panepinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here, Toms River Show. You there? Don't forget all that stuff on the bottom of the screen. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter and Instagram and all. Bank branch closings in Toms River and Ocean County is becoming an issue. And it's one of the lessons we learned from the pandemic. We learned we don't have to go into the branch anymore to do our banking. We can do it at the ATM, or you can do it online. Now, I'm leery about doing anything on my phone. I'm really leery about doing it on a computer, but I got the Norton virus there. I might go with the PC Matic next time around. Well, Norton's getting rather pricey. But even like with the banks, it's all encrypted, so you really, depending on your bank to make sure that everything's safe that you're doing. I'm very concerned about doing anything on my phone. But it's the world. I just bought the tickets to Ghostbusters Afterlife on my phone, on the Fandango app. Hopefully nobody hacks Fandango. For that matter, you can hack my personal card because I have no money anymore, so that's okay. People, they hack my identity. They'll send me 3 better identities for that matter. We learned, one of the lessons from the pandemic is we don't have to go into the bank. We can do that. I personally was never the ATM guy. The only thing I used the ATM for was to get some cash out of there. I never did any banking. I never deposited checks through the ATM. But the pandemic changed all that. You couldn't go into the bank. But you could go in a Home Depot or Walmart or a Target or a ShopRite, but for whatever reason, you couldn't go into a bank. For that matter, you still can't go into a lot of the fast food places around here. Popeyes or Burger King in Toms River, you still can't go inside. They're waiting until this pandemic is completely over, which may never happen. But now you got the Delta plus version of the COVID-19, so we may never be out of this. Many people went into the banking online and the ATM. I'm doing it now, and I can go in. But I found out it was such a convenience, and the ATMs can take up to like 30 checks. I wish I had 30 checks to put in there. Occasionally, I have one account that pays me like 12, 13 checks on a small amount, but they divvy it up amongst all their companies. Before the pandemic, I never used the ATM. I never did anything online. I'd always drive to the drive-up, or I went inside the bank. And you develop relationships with the people in the bank. You walked in, hey, Pat, how you doing? Every Christmas I send pizza and cookies to the people at my banks. but I haven't personally been in my bank in like a year. You know, and now I'm just pulling up to the. Actually, I'm pulling up to any of my banks that have a drive-through with the ATM out there. I do my banking. You know, I spoke to my bank guy maybe twice this year, Andrew, where I used to see Andrew a couple of times a week. You know, that lack, because eventually Andrew will move on in the banking world. You know, you don't like your bank, just wait a while, some other bank will take them over, and you'll have new personnel. But you lose that personal touch and that relationship with a banker. And somewhere down the line, that's going to bite us all on the butt. Because someday you're going to need that inside person. And you know, we have a relationship online or with an ATM machine. So that will all hurt us. But it's the reality of the times now. This is one of the lessons, and there are many lessons we're going to learn from the pandemic. Some are positive, some are negative. Some are going to cost jobs. You know, some are going to change the way we do our daily routine, our daily business. What can be done to save physical branch locations in Toms River and Ocean County and elsewhere? It's not unique just to Toms River, these branches closing. It's happening all over. There's just not a lot of foot traffic going into the branches. But oddly enough, the branch on Central Avenue, there always seems to be busy in there. Maybe what we need is a central bank branch. And when I say central, a branch that is operated by all the banks. Yeah, everything is computerized. You know, all your accounts. You know, you have a cooperative branch between all the banks in the area. You know, for rapid transactions. You know, when you have to go in and you got to get this notarized, or you need a cashier's check, a bank check. You know, your basic banking need. You know, one of the worst things about banking on the ATM is the person in front of me is surely trying to refinance their home mortgage at the ATM when that person should be in. So you still need that personal touch for that person in front of me who's doing some huge financial transaction as I wait in line to use the ATM. But if you can have like a central branch, and we're going to break for commercial, I'll come back and pick up on this. You're watching the Toms River Show. I'll be right back.
Ford made their first all-electric SUV a Mustang. Rapid acceleration, reactive handling, 300-mile range. You control how it feels and how it sounds. It knows you. It dials into your preferred settings. It has an array of driver assist technology. Cameras and sensors enhance your awareness and provide you with additional control. But it's more than cutting-edge technology. It's the spirit of it. It's a Mustang.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Welcome back. Pat O'Melia here. You there, Toms River resident? Don't get all stuff on the bottom of the screen. What I'm saying with a central cooperative bank is, say like TD and Wells Fargo and Ocean and Santander, they can all have personnel in there. When you go up to the teller, you got your deposit slip. It has your account number and what branch. We have the technology that teller there, whether he or she is an employee directly of Wells Fargo or TD, can process your request, do your deposit, do that certified check, do that cashier's check, whatever that indoor bank business, like that person in front of me is doing a lot of financial, go park and go inside. Don't do 10 minutes at the ATM, putting different credit cards in there and all that, transferring money from all these cards. Go inside. But you can have a branch like that, and then they split the overhead between all the banks. You know who should really be in that? That's something the post office should do. Because the post office they keep talking about reinventing themselves, but it doesn't work. And they keep raising. Again, I think it's amazing that I can put a forever stamp, which is, 47 cents now, I think, on an envelope and send it over to California. for 47 cents, and will make it there in 2 or 3 days. Now, there's financial problems at the post office. They're cutting back. Maybe they should get into it, where you can go into the post office, take a guy in business, where your P.O. box is at the post office. You go in there, you got checks. You go right up to the desk. You can deposit your checks. They have the technology on their keyboard to put your deposit in an ATM, in a TD account, or a Santander, or a Wells Fargo account. There you can pay your bills. That's something where the post office probably should embrace. I don't know, you want to call it central bank or universal banking, whatever you want to call it. But there are other ways to go about this than just close the branches, because we still need to go inside for a lot of the business. And I know the seniors would rather go inside. So there is a way of maintaining the brick and mortar bank branch if you get cooperation with all the banks. And the technology's there. You can have the slip, they can call up your account number, and whether it's a Wells Fargo teller or a TD, and make sure the money goes into the right account. And like I said, the technology's there. Let's use it. The lessons, there's going to be a lot of studying of the pandemic and the lessons we learn from the pandemic, and it's the reality of the times, and you're going to need new ideas, and you're going to have to reinvent a few things, and I guess banking is one of the things we're going to have to reinvent. Quick hits. The Bamboo. The legendary Bamboo, Snooki and the gang, partied hardy in there. All those years with Jersey Shore is gone. It was demolished. It is taken down. And actually, it took a while to take it down. It took like 3 days. You'd think that thing, you would have hit it with the front of the backhoe, and that would have been it. But it took a while. And I tell you, when they closed, I don't know how it closed. I should have asked Mayor Boz, because I'm riding by it, and it looks like they all left to have a cigarette outside. I mean, the bottles were still on the bar, and the drinks and everything. They left. They thought they were coming back that day. I'm going to assume the town closed down the Bamboo, and it never reopened, because as I was watching it be torn, just looking at the bar, everything was there. The only thing was missing was like the music wasn't playing and the TVs weren't on. But the bar, you could see all the drinks, all the glasses where the patrons were, they were all as it was. So I'll assume the town, the borough, went in there and closed them down, and they never opened up again. Because when you looked at the demo, you seen the bar as if they just left. Open space. The open space tax request was defeated by the voters. And what does Toms River do now? That's their question. How do we buy land for open space? Well, I tell you what. You already got tax money for the open space that you have. And guess who also has an open space fund that comes out of the taxpayers of Toms River? The County of Ocean. So Mo and his people have to get with the Ocean County commissioners and work together to secure open space for Toms River and Ocean County. That's how you do this. Don't keep digging in the pockets of the people. Because the people ain't got no more money. Put it that way. And in, the Modell's Mall, up on 166 and 137, you got a new fitness center in there, and you got a Wingstop coming in. So if you want to get in shape, there's a new fitness center, so you can go in there and join up. And you got a Wingstop coming. Don't forget, Thanksgiving is next week. Like I said, do not wait. Go out and get everything you need for Thanksgiving. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Enjoy the turkey. Oh, not this week, right? Next week. Next week. Bye.